The farmer heard the crash before he saw it, a deafening thunder that seemed to split the night sky open. It took him a few minutes to find the ship, a slick, almost organic-looking pod lying half-buried in his field, glowing with an eerie, pulsating light. He moved closer, clutching his flashlight, his heart hammering as he saw movement inside. The hatch hissed open. A figure tumbled out, slender and strange, with skin that shimmered like liquid silver, and eyes that caught his own, like deep churning whirlpools. She whispered something in a language he couldn't understand, but it thrummed through him, a feeling of desperate need and warning. He knew, though he couldn't explain why, that she was here on a mission, a life or death task that couldn't be delayed. But she was injured, and he was the only one here. He carried her into his cellar, laying her gently on an old mattress. Her skin was cool, almost electric to the touch, sending tingles up his arms. "You're safe here," he murmured, though he wasn't sure if he was trying to convince her or himself. In the days that followed, he tended to her as she slowly regained her strength. She would sit up, trying to communicate, forming images in his mind, visions of her world, bathed in a dying light, mountains of ash, and seas of molten silver. He saw the artifact she sought, a small, radiant cube that held her planet's last hope, stolen away by forces beyond her control. She had to retrieve it before it was too late. She was their last hope. Yet, each time she tried to rise, to prepare to leave, he found himself blocking her, hesitating, inventing excuses. "She's not ready yet. She's too weak." He told himself he was keeping her safe, protecting her from the world outside, from people who wouldn't understand her. But she grew restless, her frustration seeping into his dreams, filling his mind with whispers of her urgency. One night, she took his hand, pulling him into a vision that burned with intensity. He saw himself as she saw him, a captor. Her eyes pleaded, but even in the vision he clung tighter, refusing to let her go. Finally, the day came when he awoke to find her gone. Panic seized him as he raced through the farmhouse, calling her. She had made it to the pod, though it was damaged and barely functional. He watched, helplessly drawn, as she struggled to power it on, her fingers grazing the controls. In that moment, a twisted surge of possessive fury overtook him. He knew he could let her go, set her free to complete her mission, maybe even save her world. But in the twisted recesses of his mind, a thought solidified. If I can't have her, neither will they. He yanked a power cable loose, watching as the pod flickered, then died. She turned to him, her eyes filled with a betrayal so profound it sliced through him. She tried to run, but he blocked her, pulling her back into the house, sealing every escape route. Each day she grew weaker, her shimmering skin dimming as the light left her eyes. And he realized, as he watched her fade in his cellar, that he hadn't just trapped her. He had trapped himself in a cycle of obsession and madness, bound by a love that had twisted into something monstrous. The final revelation struck him in the silence of her absence. He could still hear her voice, echoing in his mind, forever haunting, a whisper in the dark.